Welcome to WMB1 Radio where we're broadcasting live from Port Royal Lounge and Cigar Bar, which is located in downtown New Bedford. We are live on the set, and we've got two of our regulars, which would be Steve Lopes and Derek Consasio. What's up, fellas?
What up? What up?
Good evening, good people in New Bedford.
What's going on?
Chilling. What's up with everybody?
We're doing something a little different today. We are, like I said, we're live from Port Royal, and we are hopefully, maybe in the future we'll do some more live broadcasts from here as well. But yeah, we're down here and
Special Wednesday night edition.
yeah, we're it's Thanksgiving Eve, and as we look over to our left, you're right, but we are actually have the Celtics game. Currently, they are up by 1 point, 75-74, with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, we get to watch it a little live and cheap, as opposed to kind of guessing. But fellas, we had an interesting week of sports. We're getting down to the nitty gritty here. We're basically
Week 12?
That's crazy.
We're seeing who's the pretenders and who the contenders are in the NFL league. A lot of exciting games this week. A lot of close games. Also, we have some basketball to talk about, and hopefully some boxing to talk about as well. So first, we'll talk about the NFL. All right, we'll talk about the NFL. How do we feel? We'll start like we normally do. What games caught our eyes in the NFL this past week?
Chiefs and Colts.
Definitely. Cowboys and Eagles.
Cowboys, definitely.
Cowboys and Eagles.
And maybe Houston Buffalo. That Thursday night game last week. I didn't expect it to happen.
Yes, playing without their quarterback.
That defense is
But that
crazy.
defense needs to be consistent, because
Yes.
when they turn it up, I feel like when they're at home, they play great.
Yeah, that
No
defense
sacks,
is crazy.
interceptions.
That defense is like crazy.
How about the Chicago Bears beating the Pittsburgh Steelers?
First place Chicago Bears?
The first place.
Who would have thought that?
Chicago Bears.
I thought they'd be improved, but I didn't think them and the Patriots are surprising me this year with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they both have one common trait in tow.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
last
Both-
place.
yeah, but still playing better than I thought. They've beaten some impressive teams.
Yeah. What's going to be interesting for the Patriots is they're going for their next 3 games or 4 games. It's going to be very interesting.
The Bears as well.
The what?
The Bears as well.
Yes.
Yeah, all divisional games now, right?
The Patriots.
Oh, they got the
are gonna run
Eagles
up against
Friday.
are going to run up against some of the better teams now who we thought weren't going to be as good. But when we look at their records, that being, I believe they have to play Baltimore. I believe they have to play Buffalo.
Cincinnati with Burrow back.
No, they just played.
They're not. He's playing since.
Oh,
They played Cincinnati.
that was the Patriots. I was thinking of
Also, they have to play. I think do they play the Giants?
Yeah, Monday night.
Yes. And the Giants are playing surprisingly well.
Yeah,
this is past weekend.
Yo, the Giants. Crazy
just
part
not
about-
winning.
The crazy part about the Giants is they've had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter in at least 5 of their games.
Yep. Thus, the firing of their defensive coordinator this week. And it's funny because the offensive coordinator is the acting coach.
Yep.
And he must be arguing with the defense. We're doing our job. We're scoring, whether it's Jameis Winston, Jackson Dot. And we can never win because our defense is giving up big fourth quarter leads. And we all thought at the beginning of the year, their defense was their calling card. With all those studs they got on defense, on the line, and
They must get tired.
no depth.
They must get tired, man.
Can't say the offense is keeping them on. the
Where's
field.
number 5 been?
Mm.
Like literally, him and their number 1 draft pick.
Yeah.
Abdul Carter?
Yeah, he hasn't been anywhere.
Everybody was quick to make the comparisons to Michael Parsons.
Not yet.
It hasn't even lived up to that. Hasn't even come close. But the Giants, like I said, no pushover. So the Patriots are in for they're in for like I said, the next 3 out of the 4 games, they're going to be battle tested. It's going to be interesting to see what they're able to do. With the stiff competition.
And they got a major injury for the next 4 weeks. Their number 1 pick, he's out. He's on injury reserve. Will Campbell.
So we'll see what type of adversity that's.
Hope they can protect Drake May.
Like I said, I'm a little concerned for them. The last 2 weeks they played against lesser talented teams and struggled.
They got the Giants, Bills, Ravens, Jets, Dolphins.
Okay, so
and even the Dolphins are getting better too.
Yeah, so
I ain't worried about the Jets, and I ain't worried about.
not worried about the Jets.
I forgot one of the teams you mentioned.
Dolphins.
The only saving grace is that the Dolphins they have to come up here, right?
Yeah.
And they don't do too
And
well.
that's the last game. That's
And
January
they're beat
4th.
up too.
Yeah, they don't do too well.
But they're playing better now than they did in the
The
beginning.
defense took a hit when they lost Jalen Phillips, and
They don't play too well in the cold weather. It's almost like a college thing, which is wild because you're home. You figure that you're going to at some point be exposed to the weather and playing the conditions, and that just sticks with them. If the weather isn't over like 65,
Is this water?
when the winning percentage is very low.
Water?
Which is wild. All right, so Steve, we'll go with your game first. Which game did you say?
Kansas City and the Colts.
Kansas City.
The Colts they were in the driver's seat the whole game, but
It was the story of
couldn't finish. Yeah.
3 quarters and then 1 quarter.
Sound like the Giants.
It was a story, definitely a story. We watched what the game times did in the first 2.5 quarters, and then he turned it to the game times of the Giants. One of the
But the Chiefs dared them to beat them with the pass.
Yeah.
The Chiefs said, "We're stopping the run.
Yeah.
We're
'Cause I was
stopping
just
the
going
run.
to say,
You beat us with the pass."
everybody says they didn't use Jonathan Taylor. They weren't getting no yardage when they tried to run him early. So it was more inviting to pass. But when your quarterback, his stats weren't bad, 19 for 31, but he only threw for 181 yards.
Yeah.
So they're little dink and dunk
dunk.
passes.
Yeah.
Where's using Tyler Warren? Where's using Michael Pittman? They have weapons. Even Alec Pearson, they didn't even try to challenge him.
Nope.
And he didn't have any interceptions. But I thought very, very conservative. And, okay, you can't run the ball with Jonathan Taylor? He catches the ball pretty
catches the
good.
ball in the
I would have been
backfield.
screen passing the hell out of him with that.
The kid is a beast.
Yeah, but he only had 16 carries.
Right now, he's the best running back in the league.
Him and Jamal Gibbs, they're both killing it.
McCaffrey too.
McCaffrey, yeah.
McCaffrey's gonna get 1,000. That's crazy.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's more of a lead threat.
Yeah.
He's like, even with his yards, it's always like
He's got the pass reception advantage over the other 2 running backs.
He's out
He can play wide receiver with the way he catches the ball.
Yeah, he's definitely.
And he's gotten a little more muscular, so it's probably cut down on his injuries, the impact he takes on the hits.
But yeah, so Casey, it was interesting because they're in a must-win situation every week that they play. They're like in the number 10 or 11 spot.
They're not in the top 8 for the playoffs right now.
I believe they're in the 10th spot.
But I see them overtaking people like Jacksonville, and there was another team, Pittsburgh.
It all depends on what the remaining schedule for Jacksonville, Pittsburgh is.
I think they'll sneak in. I believe. I think when it comes down to crunch, I think they'll answer.
6 and 5.
They're in a lot better position than the team that they play tomorrow.
Yeah.
I should say.
Really? No, then.
By virtue.
You think so? They're in a lot, but they're in a better position than the Cowboys.
Yes. They're in a lot better position than the Cowboys. They could probably afford to lose maybe a game.
What is the Cowboys?
The Cowboys basically have to win.
What are they? 5 and
5 and 1 or
Yo,
something.
because
Cowboys are 5-5.
not for nothing, but in the NFC, you could get 10 or 11 wins and not make the playoffs this year. That's the way it's looking.
Yeah, it's top heavy in the NFC for quality teams.
The Cowboys have to basically win out. If they lose one game, still dicey. I mean, now you're wishing and hoping. You don't control your own destiny. They literally have to win out. But as far as KC goes, the difference between them last year and them this year, currently, is those close games. Last year, I believe they were 18-1 in close games. Just the opposite this year. Just the opposite. This year, they can't win the close games. So as we move towards the end of the year, obviously they're going to have to show that up and definitely win the close games because without, like I said, you lose 1 or 2 games, and now you're banking on somebody else as opposed to controlling your own destiny.
But everybody wanted to see this game prove one thing. Was it a changing of the guard? Or is Kansas City going to be able to fend off the challenges? Indy was 8-2 going into that game. And they played well, but the major difference to me in the fourth quarter, I can't bet on Danny Dimes to bring me back and win, but look what Mahomes did in the fourth quarter.
And who was the game that they lost? Was it last week or the week before they lost? He had turnovers.
That was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, right?
And they got.
Was it Pittsburgh they lost to?
Yeah, it was Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
He had a few interceptions. He didn't look good.
I tell you what, I'll be handing the ball off to Taylor until the cows come home, and I'd be looking for Tyler Warren all the time, because that rookie's special.
Yeah.
But you look at Mahomes' stats in the same game, 29 out of 46, 352 yards. That's a far cry from the 181 that Danny Dimes had. So not only was Mahomes able to present a challenge with the passing game, but then you had Kareem Hunt run for 104 yards.
Yeah, they couldn't stop him.
Yeah. And then you look at their receivers. Now that Rice has gotten into the groove, 8 receptions, 141 yards. Worthy, 4 for 59. Kelsey, 4 for 43. They spread it out.
He opens everything up.
Yeah, but he's that number one threat that you can go to because Kelsey's slowing down.
He can run every route.
And he good hands.
And he can run every route.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? I didn't realize he was as tall and as big as he is.
Yeah,
What is he?
He's huge.
He's like 6'3".
Oh,
He's huge.
6'3", probably like 205, maybe 210. But he's big.
I know he gets separation on his routes, man. He always seems to get I don't know if it's the way he runs routes or because of his size, and he can kind of push off a little bit without looking like he's pushing off.
6'1", 204.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's like lowering the shoulder and separating, or is he just running great routes?
Yeah, 204. That's big for a receiver.
And he can run, and he got good hands, so there's no weaknesses there. And you got Patrick Mahomes throwing him the ball. If he gets any help from Worthy and Hollywood Brown and the rest of the Juju Smith-Schuster, those guys should feast because everybody's going to have to start double teaming him.
Yep. And that's going to open up Kelsey too.
Yep.
Yeah, so it come back from 11 points down ultimately to win in overtime, and keep the Kansas City legacy for at least AFC championship.
Hey, they're over 500 now.
So that's good. Derek, what was your game?
Cowboys, Eagles.
Cowboys, Eagles.
How about them Cowboys?
Ryan might have paid attention to that game a little bit this week, just a little bit. I heard my upstairs rumbling all damn day. All night, yeah. Yeah, shout out to Ronnie Gilbert. He came down and hung out with me for a little bit.
But yeah, so Cowboys, once again, it was a tale of two halves for them. They couldn't do anything right in the first half. From penalties, while on defense, they had a stop on third down. They had a running into the kicker, which when it was replayed, he actually tipped the ball. And then they had a fumble. It just seemed like at every turn in the first half, they couldn't.
After that first quarter, they settled down, and that defense looked really good. But the most impressive thing about Dallas was how well Pickens played.
I was about to say.
Oh, my God. He looked like he was the number one receiver.
Saying, you mean that 1A?
Yeah. Because I saw
the
Lamb
1A.
dropping a few passes again. It looked like Dak was trusting Pickens.
He's got, once again, CD looked like CD when they played in the
Mm-hmm.
Minus the catches because
He got 11.
He had four drops in the first game. In this game, he had a surefire touchdown. The game should have never come down to the field goal because he had a touchdown go right through his hands. There was nothing, nobody.
He only had 4 catches.
I know.
He had 11 targets.
I know. So he had 3 drops, and then 2 were out of reach. But I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is when he faces the Eagles that he can't. Suddenly he can't catch the ball. But I give credit to credit was due. They really did ass in the first half. The second half, the defense buckled down. They got pressure. They shut Barkley down. In the last 3 games,
He hasn't looked good.
Barkley, who? You look like he played for the Giants again.
Yeah, I know. In the last 2 games, so I have the stat here.
Yeah, he had 20.
They haven't been feeding him as much though. And
10 carries for 22 yards.
10 carries. That's not. Barkley might be like Derrick Henry and them. You get better once they get into the rhythm of the game.
They were throwing the shit out of the ball.
Yeah, but they started off good with Brown. He was getting the ball. Then they forgot about him. But I don't know what's going on, if it's the offensive coordinator or if it's Hurts. I think it's the coordinator.
If you look at how the first half was played, they concentrated mainly on Brown, getting the ball to Brown.
Yep, and he produced.
He had I want to say 5 catches for like 80 yards with a touchdown.
Then they forgot about him.
And then it turned into let's try to feed everybody else. Nothing really materialized. But Barkley, for the most part, 10 carries, 22 yards. That's 2.2 yards a carry.
His long was 7 yards.
I know. He was stopped a lot for losses.
Do you think that like him and any other running backs are getting sick and tired of Jalen Hurts getting all these touchdowns from the 1-yard line and stuff like that?
The tush push, like they anything on the line is the tush push.
Yeah, but like
anything short yardage.
But that's taken out of what these running backs live for.
That and only getting 10 carries. Yeah. It's Saquon Barkley. He should get 15 to 20 touches a game.
He had 7 catches.
Yes, I was just going to say that. They also
but they're not running them.
They also tried getting him out into the open field, but we now have a linebacker, Mario Ocean, who can run down running backs. His speed is so. I mean, when you watch him run, it's like.
Did he just come off an injury?
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
Okay.
Tore whatever had an L in it, he tore for the second time. But even with even it being the first game, because he tore his knee up 1 year ago tomorrow on Thanksgiving, and he returned. He actually returned 2 weeks earlier. But like I said. They try to get him out in space. They try to get Saquon out in space. But like I said, they had Ocean on him, and he did a good job. Even when he had space, it was very limited. There was one move, and he was taken to the ground. Now, as far as the Dallas defense goes, Quentin Williams is making all the world of difference. The Cowboys don't have a lot of pressure on their edges, but that middle, they're pushing right up the middle with OZU. I can't even say his name.
He played well. That's the kid from BC.
No, that's you got 2 guys that have African names.
Yeah, I knew one of them went to BC, and I was like, "Is that the one that's playing?"
Yeah, he's an edge rusher.
I can't say his name.
But both your D-line new acquires have been Quentin Williams and what's his name from Green Bay. Yeah, they were stuffing up the middle and getting pressure on the quarterback.
Them guys are run stoppers.
Yeah, but they can also get pressure on the quarterback.
Ashton Gentry, 6 carries, 7 yards. Saquon Barkley, 10 carries.
Ashton Gentry.
Ooh.
He plays for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought we were just talking about the Philly-Dallas game.
I'm seeing the defensive line.
Oh.
So what will Kareem Hunt rush for this week?
more than them two because he'll get more opportunities, even though Pacheco's coming back. But the Raiders got a horrible offensive line. They can't really run behind it.
The thing is, Mahomes will take his chances going downfield. Hurts, he doesn't do it. He's very conservative. He doesn't see something. He either A, throws the ball away or he'll run with it. Mahomes will take shots.
Mahomes will run too, though.
Oh yeah, he'll run. But the thing
Selectively.
Like I said, the thing with Hurts, I think he only has 2 interceptions. He doesn't throw into tight.
Oh, he's not taking a lot of
Yeah, he's not
chances,
taking
so they should be down. Very conservative.
Not taking. That's why his receivers are upset.
But I'm wondering, is that his choice or is that the play calling from the OC? Because he never comments on it, and Barkley's too much of a professional. Brown is like letting him have it.
Yeah, Brown wants out. I can't see them signing.
I don't know if he wants out. He just wants the ball more, but he's threatening like he doesn't want to stay.
This is the thing. He won't comment on it. He won't. There's no, no matter what he gets answered, they'll always scoop from it.
Yeah, you don't want that press.
Yeah, you don't want to get pressed. Whereas you see Brown, who's obviously outwardly open.
He's outspoken.
He always shows displeasure.
That's the TO of the Eagles right there.
Yeah. But that's just him. It's good when it works when you're winning, but as soon as you lose, it's going to come into question. You can kick and stomp, but the end result is a win. Now, last week, it's like, wait a second, we were up by 21 points.
And stop doing what got us those 21 points.
We should have been able to put them away.
Didn't score again. Didn't score again the rest of the game.
I thought they were going to blow him out. I was like, oh God, this is ugly.
We was here watching it with that guy over there. And he was like, oh wow, the Cowboys are getting smashed. I was like, yes, they are. And all of a sudden, it was 21-21.
Like I said, I give the defense a lot of credit. They tighten up their belts. They came to play in the second half, and the offense. I think there's a missing part of Dallas' success, and it's obviously the running game. The running game doesn't have to be great.
I like what Javante's bringing to it right now.
I think he's a great running back.
He's averaging.
He battled injuries his last 2 years in Denver, and they lost faith in him.
Battling injuries, over the like you said, over the past. But he's very consistent in his way of
He
running.
runs hard.
If the Cowboys can always show the threat of a run, it makes those wide receivers that much more.
And your tight end. I don't have no lack of faith in your offense.
And what I was
He's the number one offense in the league right now.
Yeah, their offense is coming around. It's the defense I stress.
was they didn't abandon the running game being down 21.
That's good patience.
Running to keep them honest.
Yeah.
And it paid dividends because let's face it, once you stick that ball, once you stick that hand in his midsection and you pull out and then you throw, it makes all the world of difference. You're holding your field linebackers, if you got guys keeping in the backfield, it makes all the world of difference. But yeah, I mean, they did what they were supposed to do. They came back and they won. I was kind of mad when they.
Now, did you watch it upstairs from Steve?
Yes, we all did.
I want to see how it was in the first half.
Oh, I heard a lot of arguing. I was down.
Why'd you do it?
I had my daughter's dog downstairs, so I couldn't go upstairs. But then Ronnie came down. He was like, "Yo, they're wilding."
Yeah, it was quiet. There was a lot of frustration in the first half. A lot of high fives.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of the head scratcher when they went for it, when they recovered the ball at the 3-yard line, and it's 3 straight plays, and they went for it on the 4th. You kick the field goal. You got to come away with some points, as deflating as it is.
Were they on the 1 when they went for
two.
on the? Yeah, but you know what? In a way, because your defense is playing pretty good at the time.
Yeah,
You go, you score, great. If not, they got to drive from the 2.
So, but yeah, I get it, but it's just, you know what? You need to at some point you need to keep the momentum. It didn't deflate them, but it could have.
Yeah.
Let's just say one big play by Philly, and then you change up the field position. Now it's like you had him right there with the score.
Yeah.
And if they kick that field goal, now it's a tie game. It's a whole different scenario. But I mean, they came back good for them. And moving on. The game
What was your game, B?
Oh, we were talking about that Houston game too. The Houston Buffalo.
Chicago, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was already at a disadvantage. They didn't have
Aaron Rodgers. Or Jacobs.
Jacobson.
Oh no, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
That's Green Bay.
Yeah.
But my thing is,
Jalen Warren ended up playing in that game. He was.
Go again, right? With the Chicago Bears, they keep winning, and they keep winning. At some point you're waiting for Williams to make mistakes.
Because that's what you're used to.
And that's his biggest improvement. He's not giving away wasted opportunities.
Once again, no interceptions.
Mm-hmm. No fumbles.
He's pulling the ball down and he's using his feet. And instead of getting negative,
He fumbled.
he just pauses.
He fumbled once.
I might have missed the fumble.
Him and Swift.
Yeah, it's just I don't see him making the mistakes he did last year, holding on to the ball. He'd fumble it when he got hit, or he'd force it downfield and get picked.
Yeah.
He's controlling the interceptions and the turnovers.
He's making good. He's being really efficient with it. And last year, at the same point, same time, he might have been throwing picks, but he's not doing it. He's taking care of the ball when it matters most and when they are in that race, which is a really good thing. Like I said, the Steelers were at a disadvantage. They had their back quarterback because of that man has a fractured wrist.
The one that he says, "I own the Bears."
Yeah.
I own the Bears.
But he didn't play, so
yeah.
So he's technically he does own the Bears. But it was.
See what happens when I don't play?
It was the Steelers now who they are who we thought they are.
I never believed in them. I never liked them being an upper echelon team. But Baltimore's getting healthy now.
They took the lead.
And Cincinnati's got Burrow coming back. And who knows what's going on with Cleveland, but they might be a little bit more competitive because their defense keeps them in the games. If Shador can play half decent. Yeah. Myles Garrett, I don't know if it's because they don't get enough coverage, but you got to pay attention to what Myles Garrett's doing.
He's going to break that record.
Yeah. I saw Michael Strahan already say it was nice having it, but this dude's getting ready.
18 sacks with 6 games left.
Yeah.
He's averaging 3.5 sacks a game right now.
It's the defense. I have their defense in fantasy, so I'm just like I look at it and I'm like, yes.
Yep.
Every time I look, I'm seeing 1.5 points, picks. I'm seeing touchdowns. I'm like,
because
this is great.
It's not just Myles Garrett. Remember, their first overall pick was Mason Graham, who was one of the best interior linemen for Michigan last year. And they drafted him with their 3rd or 4th pick overall in the draft. They got him side by side with Garrett. And then they got other people. That defensive line is playing really, really good. And they got good guys on the back end in the secondary. If you're putting pressure on as a defensive back or a safety, your job's a lot easier, correct?
Yeah.
You don't have to cover as long because you got just Myles Garrett alone. But then you got Mason Graham coming up the middle. He's not another end. He's up the middle, defensive tackle. People better beware because outside of Denver, Cleveland's defense could be best in the AFC.
I think they are.
So I'm looking at their sacks.
Denver's had injuries.
Houston's
I'm
best
looking at their
defense.
sacks. One of our old guys, we call him 2.5 sacks. Obviously, Myles Garrett had 3. Then you had Graham with 1. You had Harden with 1.
Some of those guys just get them because of the pressure Garrett and Graham are putting on. Yeah.
Bush with 1.
And he's a linebacker. Yep.
Linebacker.
Yep.
Listen, it must be so pleasing as a linebacker to say, okay, you're going to get blitzed because we know that they're putting 2 guys on them or they're chipping them. You pretty much got a free lane or you got a.
Let me run right the hole right next to him. I already got 2 guys on him.
As a linebacker, you know you're going to have a running back on you. How great is that?
Yep.
It's advantage already. But yeah, the defense is, man, if they could only get it a consistent offense. If they could only get a consistent quarterback.
Because they got a good running back too. Like that kid's young. He's gonna be good.
Oh, Judkins?
Yeah.
He killed me in fantasy.
Yeah, 2 TDs.
He had the first 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So for me, it's I know it's a work in progress, but the things that we witnessed that throw on the run was the thing of beauty.
Very impressive.
That's a small snapshot of what he can do.
Yep.
You did not see that athleticism by the other 2 quarters.
Oh.
And that's the game changer for him. It's okay. I can get out the pocket. I can mix with my legs. I can throw on the run. Those are the 2 quarterbacks. It remains to be seen, what he's going to do the rest of the season. But that one small snapshot right there should tell you, okay, this is what he can do, and he's capable of doing. And mind you, this is the first time that he's had snaps with the first team.
Yep.
So what would happen is if he'd have 3-4 weeks with the number ones and get chemistry with the number 1 wide receiver? What could possibly happen?
The kid is athletic.
And that's the other dimension he brings that Gabriel can't. They might be equal passing, but the option that he can run with the ball. I just don't want to see him holding the ball like he did at Colorado, and then he's getting smashed and beat up,
But
it remains to be seen. I'll be interested to see what he does next week.
I'm not sure how Cleveland's offensive line is either.
Yeah, they were a work in progress.
That'll be the next thing they try to plug up.
Their offense, their defense is pretty much set. That's their strong.
And they need a true number 1 receiver.
And,
Judy's not it.
And moving forward, go heavy on offense.
Offensive line and a number 1 wide receiver.
Be a free agency or the draft. I think they just need to dive in and let go. Any other games?
The Houston game. The Houston Buffalo.
Yes.
I was so shocked. I kept waiting for Buffalo to do something, but that defense was on their ass.
Yeah, here we go again, right? Buffalo. Just when you think that they're going to turn it on, they fall flat on their face.
Well,
Buffalo is the epitome of inconsistency this year. They've actually lost 3 of their last 5 games.
Yep.
And all you keep seeing is the Patriots winning, and that gap is.
What's it?
becoming to the
2
top.
games, 3 games, not 2 games.
2 games because Buffalo hasn't had their bye yet. They're 7-4. No, New England hasn't had their bye yet. New England's 10-2 and Buffalo 7-4.
But that gap is becoming. It's actually becoming. 1 more loss. I don't know if they'll be able to make it.
I can't. Well, unless the Patriots have a fallout, yeah.
Unless the Patriots lose literally 4 out of their 6, maybe, then it would be, but that division is theirs for the taking. I think all they have to do is split out of their next game.
Yeah.
Split. I think,
And it's possible, especially with having the the Giants, the Dolphins, and the Jets.
Yeah.
Them are all winnable games right there.
It's just the Bills.
The Bills and the
Ravens.
Yep.
So like I said, the Bills, they just no.
And they lost to a backup quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That backup quarterback's 3-0.
he's not turning the ball over. I mean, he only had 153 yards.
That defense is playing lights out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they played well. The defense played well. I was waiting for them to give up a big play at some point, and it never happened. They kept everything in front of them. They swarmed.
Yep,
They just played really well.
they didn't let the quarterback get outside the
Exactly.
pocket either. They kept him inside the pocket, and they put hits on him.
What did he get sacked? 8 times?
8.
least.
I'm looking at it right here.
8 times, two picks.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
One was pick 6, wasn't it?
Yes.
He only had a 67.4 quarterback rating, so.
Yeah. But that's just the thing. I don't know. I don't know. They're one of the biggest disappointments for me personally.
Yep.
During the season. This was supposed to be the year. We all said it, right? That one of them, either them or Buffalo, or the Ravens, were supposed to take that step forward.
Yeah.
And make the leap over,
The
team
KC.
who was kind of, stumbling.
Yeah.
And now it looks everything's blessed.
Yeah, it looks more like the Colts and the Patriots.
It looks
Yeah.
like
Denver
it looks
Broncos.
It looks as if Mahomes decided to gain traction. And God help the AFC if they go on a run. God help them.
Yeah.
Because it'll be like, here we go again.
But he has all his receivers now,
Yep.
and they got their legs. So
Yep. The thing that's confusing me about Buffalo is, unlike what we said about Philly abandoning the use of Barkley and A.J. Brown, Cook, 17 carries for 116 yards and a TD. They're not underusing them.
they don't have receivers.
Shakur had caught 8 out of 10 passes for 110 yards, but then there was nobody else after that. The passing game.
What's his face just sat out again? That's his second.
Yep.
game in a
They
row.
re-signed Gabe Davis, but he only had 2 targets, 1 out of 2 for 22 yards. Palmer, 2 for 21. The tight end Knox, 3. Even Cook only had 3 for 13. They didn't have somebody else besides Shakur to keep the defense honest.
And I'll tell you what, Shakur, he played a hell of a game.
He did,
He kept them in that game.
especially when there was no number 2 to take pressure off him.
He kept them in that game. That dude was catching everything.
What happened? What's going on with Knox? He kind of fell off last year.
Who, the tight end?
Yeah.
And Kincaid was hurt.
Kincaid is the better tight end.
Yeah.
He's hurt.
Kincaid's hurt, so Knox had to.
And obviously, the kid from Florida State, he's not playing.
Keon
Coleman.
Coleman. Yeah.
Yeah, it's disappointing watching them play this year. Like I said, I thought they were going to make that leap forward.
Especially the way how Cook stepped up. Cook stepped up big time
Yep.
this year.
Now, in past years, they've gone on a run. They started off slow, but it's getting late in the year to wait for that run to happen. When they're going to get in the sync?
They're not putting together enough W's.
Yeah.
They're getting more L's than W's. And let's face it, as you go on, and the closer you get to the season, the teams that make
Who they got left?
the furthest ones are the teams that go on and win 7, 8 straight games. You want to be playing your best and your cleanest towards the end of the year. And, like I said, I know that you still got a handful of games, but the games that they should be winning, the Miami game was just a head scratch. They did not have a single point against the Dolphins.
Yeah, that was terrible.
In mid-fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Mid-fourth quarter. They had 2 turnovers.
Hey, I tell you what, their remaining schedule is not an easy one.
What do they got?
They got the Steelers coming up this week.
Who schedules this? Buffalo?
Buffalo. They got the Bengals with
They're gonna get
Joe
Joe
Burrow
back.
coming back. Then they got the Pats. Then they got the Browns. Then they got the Eagles. And then they finish off with the Jets.
Yeah.
That's not an easy schedule right there.
It's going to show who they are and moving forward.
Yeah, if they don't step it up.
It'll definitely show who they are moving forward. But one good thing is if they can
Browns are bum.
bring together some wins, it'll make for good football going to the playoffs. These guys over here watching the Celtics, and there's about 20 seconds ago, and they're up
by 1.
And they can't seem to get defensive rebound. This is where the size of the Celtics comes in and hurts. Not having somebody just clear up the boards.
They'll have 8 seconds left if they don't give up an offensive rebound.
Yeah, you got to secure the board.
So the Bills have to win their next 4 games and hope the Patriots lose a few.
Yeah, it's
That's the winner division. They should still make the playoffs.
I see them honestly. I would bank my money on the Patriots winning at least 3 out of the next 6 if they were to fall. I can't see them.
And they got a bye mixed in
I
there.
can't see them being too. Only winning 2.
Yeah, that buys next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, if the Bills are to get into to the postseason, it's going to be a wild card.
Yeah, they're not going to win it.
They're not gonna win that. I think it's too far gone. I think that Miami game is really going to come back.
Yeah, Patriots are off next week.
Yeah. Now I got a question that maybe one of you guys can shed some light on. The Patriots placed Will Campbell on injury reserve. Does he have to miss 4 weeks or 4 games? Because they got a bye mixed in.
It's 4 weeks.
So he's out 5 weeks no matter what.
Is it 4 games or 4 weeks?
That's what I'm saying.
I believe
Because they got a bye mixed in that 4-week period.
No. So the buys don't count. I believe it has to be 4 games.
I wasn't sure, and I was like, oh, they lucked out.
They put him on when they put him on IR. They factor that in there too. Because who was it? Somebody from Dallas was on IR. And they factored in that bye week. It didn't count, but it's an extra week. It's 4 weeks, 4 games.
So you got 5 weeks to recover from your 4 games that you're on IR.
That'll put him.
You have 2 games left when he comes back.
That'll put him right. They'll be rolling right into the playoffs. Any other games that caught our eyes?
Yeah, it's not a game that any of us did, but it was what is it? Jaguars Cardinals. That went into overtime.
Jags, Cardinals.
That was a really that's all. Ooh.
So the Celtics, we're watching them live. They're about to take over possession of the ball. Up by 1 with 12.8 seconds to go. All they got to do right now at this point in time is
Make foul shots.
Get the ball over half court first, and then once you get it over half court, you got to make foul shots. Jaylen Brown.
Did Cunningham touch the ball after?
I don't think so. That's got to be
He
reviewed.
scares the life out of me. He touched it. Jaylen Brown scares the life out of me when he goes to the foul. I get the ball to Pritchard.
Derek White.
Derek White. I'll take Derek White. Hey, I'll take Derek White.
Yeah.
Two teams that are in must-win games.
Yeah. Oh, that Cowboys game's on.
At
Paramount?
4. CBS. I just see CBS. I see the first game on Fox.